Good morning. Feel free to say hi in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Got any requests for me today? Happy Sunday. Anything for fire element? Okay, Tina. Can do. Hi, Bart. Hey, Justin. You guys like my seal? Any other requests? We got fire element from Tina. Any pain points? Any moves you want to do? Yeah. Smoky there in Calgary. Yeah, it's smoky here in Idaho too. When is the Q&A about teacher training? That's going to be next weekend. Something for allergic asthma. Think about that. Neck and chest opening. Adductors. Okay. Neck, chest, adductors. Doesn't he have weirdly human eyes? They're very expressive. You always know what he's thinking. I think it's because he's part border collie, and border collies were bred to have like a very intense gaze, so that when they stare at the sheep are intimidated and they want to do what the dog says. So I think he got the eyes from his border collie side. Is he a lab? He's actually only 10% lab, and everything else, he's just a mutt. He's like 10% of 10 different dogs, basically. He's very mellow. Reminders about breathing through the nose and or mouth. Do you need those right now? So basically, you're pretty much always breathing through your nose in Qigong, mostly unless we say otherwise. The usual exception is you might breathe in the nose and out the mouth, and that'll usually be on like purging exercises, stretches, things where we're trying to clear out stagnant chi. We usually breathe out the mouth to help with that. But for the most part, you just kind of always try to breathe in and out the nose as a general rule. Okay, so it looks like we got a lot of stuff for the lungs, so we'll definitely be doing some lung stuff. Hey, Eve in Massachusetts. Do we have anything else? Okay. Well, that's looking good. Let's get moving. Throw on your chi music if you haven't already. Hey, Janet in Manchester. Let's find the feet under the shoulders. We'll start with our hands up. We'll just get right moving into the deer. Turns as antlers. So your hands here are kind of your antlers. We're going to turn left and right. Lifting the back heel as we turn. Look for a nice little twist in your spine, especially the upper back and chest. I just wanted to start to get the blood moving. Use the momentum of your arms to create that twist. We're going to bring it down a little lower, palms face down. Look for that twist a little lower in the spine, towards your low back. Bend your knees a little more into this part. right, then we'll plant our feet with the toes pointed forward. Keep turning your hips and waist. We sort of relax the shoulders here so the arms are swinging, mostly as a result of the lower body turning. Take some nice deep breaths here. Bring the front hand up to your chest. Light fist knocking just below the collarbone. Nice points for the lungs here. They sort of live in this little pocket. If you find your collarbone where it meets the shoulder, there's a little pocket right under the collarbone. Basically have our lung points 1 and 2 right there. We'll come over the shoulder, slap basically the center of the trapezius. A point on the gallbladder channel called the shoulder well. That's supposed to help clear stagnant chi from the head, help with decision making and clear thinking. Okay, back to the chest, down to your belly. And let's slow this one down. Very nice. We'll bring the fingers and thumbs together. Let's open up our shoulders and waist and whatnot a bit. So we're going to place this over those lung points we were talking about as we start to circle the elbows. A nice big circle, like we're swimming backwards. Opening the shoulders, but also starting to open the spine. So we sort of round the spine and lift the chest. Sink the chest, lift the chest. Start to get some mobility into the upper spine, chest and shoulders here. Let's go the other direction. Like we're swimming forwards. And we're going to do one arm at a time, like we're doing front crawl. Really kind of reach through your elbows here. As we reach through the elbow, make a little more space in the shoulder joint. Let's go the other direction, like we're swimming backwards again. Reach through the elbow, especially as you go up over the top. Okay, come to the center. Keep the fingers and thumbs together, bring it down to the sides. Curl it in like you're trying to touch your wrist with the fingertips. At the same time, press out through the back of the hands. You want to find a stretch coming up the back of the forearms. So if you're not finding that stretch, you can play with the angles and whatnot. See if you can generate that. Either way, we'll bring that stretch to the neck as well, leaning the head to one side. And just give the head a slow nod over the shoulder. Some nice deep breaths, inhaling our way back, exhaling our way forward. And here's a nice part to start to let those breaths out the mouth. Gentle sigh on the exhales. Just clearing the stress from the body as we release tension. Let's go over to the other side. Find that stretch from the side of the neck, ideally also around the back of the arm. Give the head a slow nod over that shoulder. A few more times, nice slow deep breaths. And release. Give it a shake. Very nice. All right, let's step it out wide. Nice wide stance. We're going to open up those adductors. You're going to take your palms face down. You're going to float them up like you have a hot air balloon under the hands, pushing them up. And then they're going to go out to the sides, palm just open. And as they come down, we're going to sink into horse stance. Palms will come down in front of you. We're going to lift up. Out to the sides, sink down. We can use our breath here. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh as we come down. Inhale, lift up. Hot air balloon lifts you up. Exhale with a sigh to come down. Inhale. Very good. Now we're going to add to this a movement called the snake creeps down. So you're going to take your right hand down at an angle. Your left hand is going to make the crane's beak again, fingers pointing down. Curled, the elbow is dropped a little bit here. And we're going to sink into the left leg. You can turn the toes out here. You can sink down just a little bit, or if you're feeling funky, sink down a lot. Either way, we'll open both palms, come back to the center, lift ourselves up. Now left hand comes down at an angle. Right hand is up at an angle, holding the crane's beak. Turn the toes out as we sink into the right leg. Back to the center. Stay low. And then stand up, lift. Come down to the left. Left hand crane's beak. Right hand is the snake creeping down the leg. Come to the center. Lift up. Come down to the right. Left hand is the snake creeping down the leg. That's where it gets its name. Snake creeps down. Let's use our breath again. Inhale up. Exhale down. To the center. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. I don't know if you guys can hear my animals fighting here. Dog kung fu versus cat kung fu. I don't know why the dog doesn't learn. He can't, like, tries to claw his eyes out. Let's do one more each side. Opening up those adductors down that straight leg. Good. Come back to the center. Point your toes forward. Straight legs. And let's slowly slide down into a stretch here. Nice and easy. Pausing for a few breaths. Very nice. Roll it up. Bring it back in. Give it a shake. All right, let's work a little balance. We'll bring our feet together. Balance exercise we call the crane walks in the marsh, which I totally made up that name because I don't know the name for this one. But it kind of looks like that. So here we're going to open the wings out to our sides. We're going to fold the wings as we sink down into a little squat with a narrow stance. Then the wings lift up in front of us like Tai Chi opening. We stand up again. Then we sink it down, coming down again. So we just repeat that up to the side, stand up, down to the side, sink, up in front, stand up, down in front, sink. All right, so we're going to add the balance part. We're going to sink down here. As the hands come up in front, we're going to lift one foot with the knee bent and the foot flexed. Then we're going to set that back down as we sink. As the hands open to the sides, we just stand up normally. So we sink down, lift the other foot as the hands come in front, alternating each time. Place it down, sink down, and then just stand up. So the feeling we're looking for is like the hands have puppet strings going from them to that foot we're lifting. So it feels like the hands and feet maintain the same distance between them the whole way up and the whole way down. If this bothers your knees, think of leaning forward a little more from your chest on the way down, like this, rather than sinking like this. That little lean forward can take the stress off the knees, especially as we come down on one leg. Try to do this smoothly. Lifting up. And instead of touching the foot, then sinking down, try to sink down before touching the foot. I just made that look really awkward. It's like we're doing a one-legged squat. So we straighten the standing leg, then bend the standing leg, sinking down and touching the foot at the end of the motion, if you can. Just try to approximate that. Very nice. Let's open our wings, straighten the legs, fold forward here. Again, ease into it. We'll hang out for a few breaths. Just relax. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my God. Okay, roll your way up. We're going to interlace the fingers. Reach up over the head. Come onto the tiptoes. We're going to balance here. Strengthen the feet. A couple breaths. Very nice. Bring it down. Hands out to the sides. Similar stretch to before, this time with open palms. I call spreading the feathers. You're going to lift through your crown. Take your head to one side. Give the head a slow nod over the shoulder. For the stretch now down the inside of the forearm, up to the neck. Take some nice, slow breaths with it. Over to the other side. Inhale, exhale, back and forth. And release. Give it a shake. Very nice. All right, let's do an interesting one for the lungs. This one we use a little bit of sound healing. So we're going to use the vocal sound for the lungs, which is a long letter Z. These sounds do change a little from tradition to tradition within Qigong. So if it's different from a sound you know for the lungs, that's sort of why. There's actually an interesting story behind that. The way they wrote down the sounds, you couldn't just read it in writing and know what the sound was supposed to be like you could today. Like you open a book and it kind of spells out the sound. There was no phonetic characters in Chinese, so you had to sort of have a master like interpret the sound for you, and so kind of wind up with a lot of different sounds, but they're all usually kind of very similar to each other. So anyways, we're going to use the letter Z as we do this. So that would just be holding a letter Z, not pronouncing the E part of it, but just like the letter, like, I don't know, what makes a Z sound? I don't know, like a B, the way the insect that we call a bee, not the letter B. Oh, this is so hard to describe. Okay, anyways, bring your hands up, palms face up. We're going to imagine the healing color for the lungs as well, which is white. So imagine that you're standing on a mountaintop surrounded above, below, and all around with sparkling white clouds. Your palms are open to that white light. And you're going to pull it in, coming across, forming that crane's beak again, and touching that pocket where the collarbone and shoulder meet, that little soft spot underneath. You do that with the other hand, gather the white light, make the crane's beak directed into that little pocket. And here we're going to tap. Just like the crane is pecking our lung points. You're going to tap those points. And we're going to do that as we make the sound. So take a big breath in and make the letter Z sound like a bumblebee. Zzz. Okay, we're going to pause, take another breath in, and this time we're going to bend over and force a cough. Don't hurt your vocal cords or anything, but do a cough here. That's to actually really physically clear out. You let that go, shake it out. Okay, so we think of the sound and the tapping, two things in Qigong, basically anything in Qigong that makes vibration, we think of as dissolving stagnant Qi. So let's do that again with that intention in mind. Take an inhale, open up to the white light, bring it in, just breathe naturally here. Touch, gather the white light, touch. Take a breath in. We're going to tap as we make the letter Z sound. Inhale again, and gently force a cough. Release, we'll do one more time. Inhale, gather the white light. Breathe naturally, bring it in. Big inhale, prepare. Start to tap, and we'll make the Z sound. Inhale and a cough. Release. One more time. Inhale. Did I already say one more time? Oh, you're getting one more time. Bring the white light in. Big inhale. Inhale. And a cough. Good, release. Shake it out. That's kind of a weird one. Not all Qigong's everybody's cup of tea, but I think that's kind of a fun one. All right, let's do a full body shake, getting ready for our flows. Getting ready to shift gears here from the process more akin to Dao Yin, which is the process of opening the body physically. Moving from that to the process of Qigong, which is the process of working with the energy and filling the body up and circulating the energy. So obviously there's some overlap between these two. But I like to use the shaking as this kind of marker that we're switching our intention, switching our way of moving and being through the movements. It's nice to do some sighing breaths here. Sort of our last one to really shake the tension out of the body, free up the body physically. It's usually as though the first half of our practice, it's like we're a clay worker, potter, we call it. But forming the clay, right? Forming the vessel. And then the second half of the practice is like we're filling the water into that vessel. Okay, let's slow that down, pause, feel the body. Nice deep breath. Very nice. So we'll do a little Qigong for the lungs and heart. This will be some sort of uplifting Qigong in that way. We're going to start with the palms face down. Just beginning with a couple minutes in our Wuji posture. So the palms are face down. They're about shoulder width. I'm going to check, make sure your hands aren't narrower than your elbows. So if you see yourself like this, you've probably got your hands too narrow. So they want to be at least shoulder width apart. Should look a little bit like an arch bridge from the hand to the elbow. So the pillar of the arch wouldn't be like inside, right? It'd be kind of wider. If I exaggerate, it'd look like this. Well, the same feeling in the legs, even though the legs aren't super wide, should feel like an arch bridge. So not caved in the knees, but slightly pressed out. Should feel the arch of your foot as well opening up as the weight of the foot shifts to be somewhat even between inside and outside edge of the foot. Feel a nice arch coming up from the feet and meeting at the pelvis like the keystone of a bridge or archway. Feel your crown of the head floating towards the sky, slightly rotating forward as it lifts up. So it's not lifting up like this. It's rather rotating forward as it lifts. At the same time, we feel the tailbone sinking down, pelvis in general sinking down, but especially the tailbone. Sinking away from the head, so we feel a gentle stretch. The spine lengthening as though the discs between each vertebra, the spinal discs, are slightly inflated. I'm just going to hold here one more minute. Find some slow, deep breaths. It's one of the most important exercises in Qigong. If you ever want to train this consistently and build it up, I have a little free mini course here on YouTube you can check out called Zhanzhuan, spelled with a Z. It looks like Zan Zhuang, which means standing like a tree. That little 4-week program will help you to build this up so you get really comfortable here and start to really develop your qi and sinew body. Okay, so from here we're going to start to move. This one's called opening the chest. I'll move from our Jiben Qigong. The hands come down to Wuji, our same Wuji position, and then they open up, kind of coming in an arch out to shoulder height, elbows almost straight, but not quite. And then turn back, palm face down towards Wuji position. So the hands go out in a smooth arc. Palms face forward and a smooth arc. Palms face down. We do this with our breath. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice I'm standing a little taller. We're lifting and opening the chest as we come up. And we're sinking the chest, sinking the pelvis, bending the knees as we come down. It's like our center of gravity lifts up higher to the chest. The center of gravity sinks down lower towards the lower dantian. We can move the chi upwards and downwards through the torso. Also on this one, feeling an expansion outwards to the sides as though we're breathing into our side ribs here next to the lungs. Expanding into this area activates the lung chi. Let's bring it back down to Wuji. Pause for a few breaths. Settle back into the position. Feel the crown float towards the sky and the tailbone sink towards the earth. Let the hands down. We'll find a motion simply called flying here. Arms just moving like wings now, soft in the wrists and elbows. Like our elbows lead the way up, and then drop and relax and lead the way down. Elbows bend, lead the way up. Inhale. Elbows sink, leading the way down. Exhale. Yeah, at this point, all the breath should be through the nose. Just feel for a sense of upliftment here. Again, the center of gravity sinks towards the pelvis and then rises towards the chest. Helping to balance the movement of chi upwards and downwards through the body. That heart energy of upliftment. That water energy, kidney energy of sinking. Sometimes our mind becomes so heavy with the news, with pandemics, all the crazy stuff that's always happening, and it becomes hard for our energy to rise against that heavy feeling. So Qigong can be a nice way to transcend our thinking patterns. Generally, our thoughts are influencing our emotions and energy. But in Qigong, we just bypass the thoughts and go straight to the energy. And this will inevitably transform our thinking, give us more perspective. When we feel uplifted in the heart, we're able to see the world in a more positive way. And bring the hands down, lift up to the heart. Here's a nice motion called the bear swims in the ocean. We're going to reach our hands forward, palms face up, and turn the palms down and out. Open up like we're doing a breaststroke. Circle by the ribs, palms face up, reaching forward. So notice my hips sink back. Turn the palms out, open up. We're standing taller, chest and hips forward. Sink chest and hips back. Turn the palms out, inhale, coming forward with the chest. Exhale, sinking back. Another nice one for the heart and lungs. Open up. Exhale, sink. Nice slow breath through the nose. Let's even go a little slower if you can. As you progress in Qigong, you should gradually breathe and move slower and slower over the months or years. We should feel like we're breathing very slowly right to the edge of a feeling of air hunger. Like when you hold your breath and that painful feeling comes up, we call it air hunger. When you breathe too slowly, you'll feel that air hunger as well. And so we use that as the metric for whether we're breathing slowly enough, is if we're right at the edge of that air hunger. So you might walk up to that edge to find where it is and then just pull back a tiny bit. So you're never quite at the point of air hunger, but you're just before that. That's usually about how slow you should be moving and breathing. So never feel obligated to match my speed here, but find the speed that's unique to you. Let's sit back here with the left foot. We're going to find a motion called parting the clouds. It's the same movement with the arms, we just now have a weight shift. So we're shifting our weight to the back leg, and then shifting our weight to the front leg. I'll show you a little from the side here. So one thing to notice is as I shift, I'm not leaning in my upper body. My spine is just staying straight. Same with as I come forward, I don't lean forward. Spine stays upright. So in these flows, one of the key themes is it's not about how big the motion is. We keep things fairly subtle in the movement. Same breath, inhaling as we go back. Exhaling as we come forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And with this one, we can imagine that we're flying through the clouds, coming forward to pierce the clouds, and then parting the clouds like we reveal a golden sun ahead of us. And if you're religious or part of any spiritual tradition, you might imagine the figure of Christ or Buddha or whoever you equate with the divine, as though you're parting the clouds to reveal that figure. Breathing the light from the sun or from that spiritual figure into your heart. Let's step it up, switch feet, stepping back with the other foot, opening the arms as we shift back, but not lean back. And coming forward with the hands as we shift forward, but don't lean forward. And notice I repeat that instruction with a lot of Qigong movements, and it's because it's really not intuitive for some reason. We all kind of wind up leaning if we're not told otherwise. myself included. Again, find the breath slow through the nose. If it feels appropriate, even slow the motion and breath down a little more. Piercing the clouds. Opening the clouds, revealing the golden light. Those clouds really representing heavy, dense energy created by our thought streams and our worries, the news and the media, everything that creates heaviness, stagnation around our heart. It's like we're just clearing that away, making space for the most pure energy of our heart to shine through. That our heart is not being influenced by the negative energy of the world, but the positive energy of our heart shines through to influence the world from the inside out. Let's step it up. Hold your hands in a chi ball like you're holding an egg, a large egg in front of your heart. Imagine that you're holding a ball of golden light, like you've gathered that sunlight. This light is in the hands, but really it's in the heart. Imagine the energy inside. Hands just like a hologram of the energy of the heart. That golden light, that warmth, that radiance, that all-encompassing love. Let it shine in your heart, from your heart, through your heart. Let's become a conduit for love. Anywhere you feel broken, let that love surround you, embrace you, and heal you. Let it transform you from the inside out. Let it come down. Inhale up. And exhale, wash your mind through your body. Scan head to toe. Inhale, float up. Bring it in by the forehead. And exhale, use your hands to guide your awareness through the body. Just washing through. part, we do a lot of uplifting, but here finding a nice sinking, settling quality to our energy. Guiding it in a downwards fashion. Helping us to feel grounded and still connected to our bodies and to the earth. As we open our heart and our mind and our spirit, we don't just float away into the ethers. We stay grounded in reality and the need for strength and discipline. All the things that keep us in our physical realm. So let that go. Step it in. Hands over the lower abdomen, just below your navel. We'll just relax for a few breaths in that bamboo in the wind. Relax throughout your body. Let your knees soften. The muscles around your spine relax. Just allowing ourselves to rock and sway like we were strong yet flexible bamboo, bending with the breeze. Very good. Step it back out. Circle your belly. A few slow circles, a few deep breaths. Center below the navel. Take a deep breath in. Let it all spread with a big sigh. Very nice. Feel free to stretch it out. Move your joints. Give it a little massage. Just make sure that energy is moving through the body. Very nice. Shake it out. Good stuff. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Oh, there we go. All right, thanks for joining. Like I said, next weekend, we'll do this class again. Thanks, Sam. But we'll also do a little Q&A for my teacher training, so look out for that. If you want announcements for that, join my email list. Sorry about last week. I was supposed to do it then as well as this class, but I kind of missed both. Going through a little breakup at the moment, so my life's a little topsy-turvy, but it's all for the best, I'm sure. Thanks, Ricardina. Thank you, Saret. So we will do that next week. I'm also going to extend the early bird discount just because I've been a little all over the place and I've had a little technical difficulties. So if you still want to get 15% off the upcoming teacher training that's online and starts in September, you can still get 15% off using code EARLY15 until you sign up by next Sunday, I believe. So any other announcements? I'm coming out with a new course in a few days. It's going to have some more nutritional stuff. It's calling it it's a 7-day brain reset. It's going to be pretty affordable. Pretty it's not like a big long course, but it's basically to help with brain healing, oriented towards people with mental illness, which I've seemed to have got a lot of followers on TikTok for that kind of thing. So I'm trying to make a little affordable course for them, but maybe you guys will be into that too, because it comes with like a gut detox and liver cleanse and everything. It's part of my theory for healing the brain is to not worry too much about your brain and just get your gut and your liver and your hormones and everything in balance, and that'll fix your brain. Most of what's going on in your brain most of the time, anyways. So that course will be out soon. So look out for that. And again, if you want to hear announcements of that kind of thing, don't just follow me on YouTube. Jump on my email list. You'll see that kind of stuff as it comes out. So if you want to jump on the email list, just go to my website, nickloffree.com, or just added a new one, nickofqi.com, if you can't remember my last name. And a little pop-up comes up and you just sign up there. If it says wrist in cast, arm in sling, very little shaking, but I could still feel the chi. Oh, okay, great. Because you can do chi with a cast on. Yakua says, thanks. I hadn't realized how much my lungs were needing the love. It was really cool when we were doing the lung opening. The monarch butterfly the kiddo and I hatched was stretching its wings too. Oh, that is funny. Maybe it was moving with your chi. You're moving the chi in the room. Thanks, Eve. Thank you, Meliakua. Please let me know if I'm saying your name wrong, because I say it a lot. Thanks for coming so often. Joseph says, I sure got warm inside the body. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. How we get warm, so warm doing Qigong, but it's not even that hard. Thank you, Evan. Well, thanks, everybody. Good to see you as always. This is probably my favorite thing I do most weeks. So I have fun, and I hope you guys do too. Thanks, Zolo. All right. See you guys next week.